What's up, my Goudy Ganderers? Today we got a little project we got to do. We need to get this garage squared away. Between deer hunting, bad weather, laziness, kids, animals, this garage has become a mess. Not only that, but we want to rearrange it because for the projects we got to do this year, we're going to need a full-blown workbench. The workbench we have is great, it's just not in a great location. So we're going to move half the garage all the way around. Plus, there's snow on the way. My wife wants to be able to park in here, so we got to figure out arrangements to make that happen too. So let's go. A little cold start here on the Mean Green machine. Now she's purring. It's not too cold out. It's about, I don't know, 28 degrees or so. We'll let her run for a little bit because we're going to need her, so she needs to warm up. Check out this filthy mess. Here's a kitty spot. They're in desperate need for a little bit of a new home. Got stuff everywhere. Still got the tarp out from the deer. We got toys everywhere from when the boys were out here helping me cleaning the deer. We got a lot to do. My plan is, though, workbench is currently right here. The shelf is right here. So I'm thinking we're gonna move this shelf to the workbench and the workbench over here because I can extend the workbench out all the way to the door to go inside, and that shelf will fit perfectly right there. The only issue is currently right now that literally the only outlet that's usable is underneath the workbench. So because of that, once we get this workbench moved and everything figured out on where I want things, we're going to run some wires. We're not going to do that today. We got to get everything moved, everything clean. We're going to get the workbench moved because we're going to need that for our eventual shop build, but we got some other things planned that we want to use it for too. A lot of exciting things to come. So we're going to work on that today. We got to get the garage clean first before we can move anything and figure out how we're going to do this. So. Alright, I don't know if you saw how I did that, but we got a little lift. Works perfect. Sweeping up trash. But let's take this down to the dumpster. too bad. I think we gotta do at least one more time on the other side. Alright. We at least got this side cleaned out so far. All I'm really worried about is the floor right now. We are gonna organize this whole shelf. Maybe today if we have time. But I'm more worried about this pile right here and that shelf over there. But I had to start over here because this is where my wife parks and she's more important than a clean garage. So now we're gonna do another time lapse of that side of the garage. And then we'll start the fun stuff of finding out what's on that shelf, because some of that stuff was here well before we moved in and some of it's our stuff. But we'll also see if it's fastened to the floor. I haven't looked at that yet, so we may have to be cut down and we may not be able to use it. So I don't know what this is. It's full metal. It opens up. It's got wires in it. It looks like a street light. All it says is American Electric Lighting, so I'm assuming it's a street light. But this was left here by a previous owner on the shelf. It's got the number 10 on it. Now, I was thinking it was a street light at the bottom of the hill, or there used to be another street light here, but I don't know where it would have been. Because it's got a fancy plug on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. And it's all LED. I don't know if there's even, can you reuse it? Can I put it up somewhere? I mean, eventually we're going to build a shop. It'd be nice to have a street light, but I don't know. Any idea? Let me know. All right. Now it's time to go through this shelf behind me. Hard part's done. We got everything cleaned off of both this workbench and the shelf over there. So now all we got to do, we're going to pull a workbench out, we're going to pull the shelf out. The only thing that's hooking the shelf to anything, there's 2 screws on a 2x4 that are hooked to the ceiling. Nothing's on the wall, nothing's on the floor. It's all freestanding other than those 2 screws, which will be nice. It'll be easy to move and easy to get away. But we're at least going to get the workbench out today and move the shelf out. We'll get the workbench placed over there, but I don't know if we're going to get the shelf put up against the wall today, only because I'm running out of time and I have to go get the boys. So that's what's next. We're gonna pull the workbench out now, and then we're going to work on the pulling the shelf out. So. The only thing holding it in place are those 3 screws. So all we have to do is remove those. and this shelf should be able to move no problem. So. We're running into a little bit of an issue. We built these in the spot, so I have to cut the tops off, which kind of sucks, but at least over here we'll be able to fasten it to the wall where they had it fastened to the ceiling. I won't even be able to fasten it to the ceiling over here because I don't have any rafters, so it's not that big a deal. We'll get them cut off. So, as you can tell, we're a little too big, but that's all right. So, I'm just going to cut this section off of it, and then it should work. Don't try that at home. That was dumb. That was really dumb. I got all in my eyes, all over my head, all over me. And we got it done. Check this out. Starting to snow. What do you think, Miss Ellie? Huh? What do you think? Duke's enjoying it. Alright, check this out. I know it's not organized or anything, but we got the cats all set up. I gotta pick some litter up for them, but they're all set up in here. We got the freezer plugged back in. It looks like it belongs there. So I feel much better about that than running an extension cord all the way over there. Speaking of which, this looks super empty right now. Super empty, but that's just because we don't have tools. The workbench will eventually extend all the way down, so I'll have one long workbench, and I'll put either pegboard behind it, maybe some cabinets or something down here, and it'll be a workbench for the whole thing. Eventually, this whole garage is going to get turned into a living room / another bedroom, I believe. I'm going to make it like a mother-in-law suite, so we might put a little kitchenette too. That's for when the shop gets built, though. So we got to build the shop first, and then this gets turned into another bedroom. So I don't want to do too much to it, knowing that it's just going to get torn down in a few years. Anyway, well, not torn down, but everything inside of it won't be here anymore. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to try and get the side-by-side of the tractor in here since it's snowing, so my wife wants to park over here. And then we got to go get the boys. All right, check it out. We actually fit everything in the garage with room. I'm thoroughly impressed with how we did this. So look at that. Got the tractor and the side-by-side. And my wife can still park over there. I got the workbench moved. There's still room to walk. Still room to get inside. And look, there's even room back here for my wife to be able to walk from her vehicle to inside. Still open the freezer. Ah, this turned out so good. So good. I'm pushing it though. I gotta go get the kids now, especially with the weather. But I cannot thank you enough. If you watch this entire video, I mean, most of it was a time lapse anyway, but I cannot thank you enough for watching this whole video. I enjoy doing little stuff like this. I know it's nothing to watch. Some of it's satisfying for some people. Some of it's just boring, but I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. The more exciting stuff is to come, but there's going to be a lot of this too. A lot of stuff that I have to do that I never thought I'd have to do, or stuff that I want to do that's not really that exciting, but hey, I can look back on this and see what I did all year long. See where we started and see where we finished. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. You can go check my TikTok out if you want to go see my kids. My kids will be on there a lot more than they will ever be on here. So it's at WildWesGoudy. So feel free. I'll also put a link to it in the description. So thanks for watching. Should have another video hopefully tomorrow. So, booyah. Wild West out.